Intro.
I'm a spirit speaking, truth seeking, heart reaching, knowledge leaking, seeds sowing, harvest reaping, man of neither means. I have yet to leave, I'm still breathing. To quit, I have no reason. I mean, I'm asleep, but I be trying to live my dream. I cannot even act if it's all easy. Either you gon' do it or you don't. Really, it ain't no in between. Baby, you can ask the sun, it's an everyday thing. Consistency in your routine is how you bring reality. Working like a slave, that's how I made this masterpiece. Living like a god, I lay at night, I rest in peace. They remember me, but I am not Haram beef.
Peace, 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 peace. Peace, love, and light. Happy Holy Friday. All nobles, all empresses. We back again. As we do every Friday. Holy Friday. I'm your host, Minister Noble Mufti Moso El of the Burner Bush Tabernacle, Science Temple and School. And this is our book club we do every Friday. We've been touching on a few different topics since it's been a political atmosphere right now and everyone's into government and politics and policies, and these are things we study every week, every weekend, just adding to your understanding. And that's what we do here at the Burning Bush, just wanting to understand law, history, government, politics, nationality, all these important topics that we study, and we invite you all to come dialogue with us, study with us, build with us, get these books from us. As you can see, one of our many sponsors is mypdfbooks.com. You can get all these topics we speak on and more through our platform. Please visit mypdfbooks.com. We also have bindedbooks.com. If you want a physical copy of any book. Other website we have is herbsofmayat.com. If you're looking for any herbal teas to go with your books that you're reading. Now this weather's changing on our East Coast. You definitely want to get these books in your catalog so you can study with us and dialogue and have things to share.
Wow.
As Noble was going over yesterday, SF 180 and SF 181 form, which is a document. We all fill out these documents on whether it's for work, for jobs, for array of different things. But we really want people to understand what nationality is, what status is, and just claiming your heritage. That's why we add El, Bey, or Ali to our last names, is to link us back to our mother. Because the word nationality goes back to natal. We all came from a navel of our mother, and you want to honor your mother and honor your father and honor your roots. And it's hard to do that using slave brands or cultural brands that were put on us by the state or by the the people who put us in a certain circumstance with the pen. And we worry. We're always talking about disenfranchisement and not getting reparations and all these different very hot emotional topics. And that's why we're touching on this nationality topic, because we're not 3/5 of a human. That was something that was put on us during enslavement times, and many scholars, many educators have come to let us know of our Moorish ancestry, Moorish American ancestry. which is a lot more proper in the court systems and in life than just calling yourself African American, because the Moors were in Africa, the Moors were in America, the Moors were in Asia, Europe. So me personally, I wouldn't want to claim a status that limited my ancestry. We all have different family ancestry. When you study
And most of them, not
Mhm.
only limited, it's not even connected to nothing.
Right.
That's the thing when we say limited, it's not even connected to nothing. When you look at that F1 SF-181 Foreign Noble Moso, read it. It says it breaks down the origin. Origin is just like etymology or etymon. It say the origin or the origin or the original, this, and the other. But then you look to the one with black. It don't say nothing. It don't give you no description. Think about it.
Yeah, like y'all was saying last night. I mean, Africans don't call themselves black in Africa. They know their tribe, they know their ancestry, they know their lineage and heritage.
Yeah.
Black, white have been social constructs that have been created in the United States of America, and they were created for a specific purpose. And sadly, they were created to disenfranchise and to put another people over another people, through law, through contracts. And we talk about voting and all these things, and a person of Negro descent was considered chattel, was considered 3/5 of a person. So that person's vote wouldn't be as valued as a person who was claiming white status because they were 5/5 of a person. So it's just, it's a lot of nuances that we all need to understand as educated people, as historians, as college graduates, as just wanting to understand why things are the way they are in the United States. So a lot of this was coming from, a book we've been touching on called Fruits of a Poisonous Tree. I'll show you the cover. This book right here. Fruit from a Poisonous Tree. We've been studying secrets that were never to be revealed. And it says just on the cover, American blacks were set free as slaves, but never as free men.
Say that again, Moso.
It says the American blacks were set free as slaves, but never as free men.
Now, it said the American blacks. Now, once again, black is slavery. I don't care where you come from. So-called Africa, America, Europe. When you identify as black, you were set free as a slave.
Right.
When you identify as black, not a freeman, a slave.
Right.
Because a freeman, you got to be an Amazonian. You have to know your history. Oh, come on, man.
Yeah. I mean, there was so much with the word freeman, for us to understand. Let me add, brother. Peace, Noble.
Peace.
Peace, Mo. Peace, Malik.
Peace.
How you doing, Noble?
Good stuff.
Oh, we doing well.
Awesome.
Happy Holy Friday. Glad you can make it.
Indeed. Gratitude for being here.
We were just reviewing some of the things Sheik and his father was going over yesterday with the SF-81 form and status and nationality, and understanding how to fill out these documents that we come across every day, whether it's for a job, whether it's for housing. You can proclaim your nationality, and it's not a radical thing how some Moors who come into this understanding try to make it. I mean, this is just proclaiming who you are for the record, legally, lawfully. It's nothing radical about this.
And that SF 181 form is so prophetic. I just want everybody to read it, read all over it again. And then in that class tomorrow, we're gonna have another discussion because this, y'all, this is prophetic. If my dad an elder and my mom an elder, it was like, this is what my mom was saying yesterday. Wait, my dad come to class again tomorrow. He like, son, this need to be the mission. We need to make sure this be promulgated. And then the SF 180 form, it tells you on there, if there's anything that's disrespectful to your nationality, you can get that changed. That's the mission. No matter if you Muslim, Christian, Moorish, whatever, we should have an ultimate goal. That's to be who we are. If you say reparations now, because I'm down with reparations, but we know blacks is not going to get reparations. We have to restore ourselves. And this is the mission. It's going to be a shift. This is the mission. No more is talking this. Think about it. If we're not nickel, black, and color and all this, well, we got to do it the right way. And as a people, collectively, we're teaching that. We're teaching all the laws that govern the world and that tell us we have the right to be who we are. And it's putting it in our face, and we still choosing some fictitious. We still choosing to be the invisible man. We still choosing to be the spook at the door. You can't explain nothing from Negro, or black or African American, Maso, because none of that stuff is real.
Right.
It's not real. You can't get nothing.
Right.
It's not real. So when you look at that SF 181 form, what you got, a black Africa and a white Africa? You never thought about that? You look at that F1 181 form, you look what black Africa and look what white. So you got a black Africa and a white Africa. You never thought about that?
Yeah, it's definitely something to look at more deeper, Sheik.
And this form been in our face forever. It's Moors be acting like they don't know. When you get a job, it's right in our face. We self-identifying. They asking us something. That's why I tell people they ask you to fill out as many pertaining to you. And we still choose, Moso, to pick slaves.
Yeah, so I definitely thought we good. We good. Oh yeah, that's why, like you said, I wanted to go over, just read over some of the United Nations, as we call the DRIPS, the Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. Because as we know, being people of the Americas, we've all heard stories of our family who have what people misnomer call Indian blood or Cherokee.
Hey, Noble Moso, before you read that, can you read the Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15, and then read that one? If you don't mind.
Let me pull it up.
Yeah, pull it up, because all this go with this. And even though we said this again, we're going to have to talk about this over and over, because this is falling on deaf ears. Read the Declaration of Human Rights, all of it, and then jump into that.
All right. Universal Declaration of Human Rights.
Mm-hmm. Article 15.
All right. So the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15 states, everyone has the right to a nationality. No one shall be arbitrarily deprived of his nationality or her nationality, nor
you know
denied.
What arbitrary means?
Arbitrary. Let me
Yes,
look
sir.
it up. Let me pull
Yes,
it
sir.
up.
This is the work that we got to do so we can be correct.
Right.
And gratitude for just letting me add, Mo. So I don't want to.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. This is how I wanted to do it. It says arbitrary is an adjective. It means determining by chance or impulse or a whim, and not by necessity, reason, or principle. It's based on.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Noble.
I was going to read the second definition. It said it's based on or subject to individual judgment or preference. So basically, it's something that someone else can create. It's not concrete. It's not based off facts or factual.
So we know what subjective and objective mean, right?
Islam.
Right? Okay.
Islam.
So we dealing with arbitrary. Arbitrary mean nobody can just come up with something and tell you this. You tell me. You tell me. You should know. If I put something in your face and I said, circle all that pertain to you, you tell me. You tell me. But we've been conditioned so much to think we slaves, Negroes, and they subconscious automatically pick black from a black land. It ain't none.
Right. There's no Negro land.
None. It's nothing. You read that SF 181 form, if you still pick black, I don't care if you one of those brothers that promote that black stuff or that straight out of Africa stuff, you wrong. Anybody today that's on the internet or black promulgating some black Negro African American, something wrong with them. They don't know law. So I just wanted to give that piece, Noble. Proceed.
Islam. No, you're right. You got to know law. Law and history go together, and that's
so when these Negroes be talking about black men no law. According to science and law, what is black, Moso?
Death. It means death.
Civil mortis. When you research adverb verb, when you look up how law and how the thing is written in adverb verb, then you can come back to me and have a discussion. When you know about legalese and how things are written, it's written in a certain way. It's written in a certain way.
Right.
So when I talk about adverb verb, when I talk about how things are written, you have to really sit down. This is a study. This is not nothing to be played with. Anybody that think their social security number is attached to some millions, all that stuff them Negroes be talking on the internet, I can show you what not to do. All that end game, I need this. They will never jump on my page with that because I got their script. I can show you everything that they talking about, the whole script. I'm gonna send it to y'all. The end game, where everybody talk about they can do, and they all gonna go to jail.
Yeah, Noble. I mean, it ain't no gold at the end of the rainbow. This is about your salvation, your personal salvation, helping your family, helping you be a better man, citizen of America. At the end of the day,
pulling ourselves up by our bootstraps. We don't want no Section 8. We want to be known as a people,
right,
on record, to deal with the affairs of man. We don't need nothing civil rights. We need our human rights. This is human rights violation. Everything else we don't care about. And the laws tell us, it's asking us, who are you? It's asking us that. And we still do this stuff wrong. We still choose to not look at what's happening. When you look at that SF 181 form, everybody on here has filled that out at their job, they pick black. It's been in our faces forever. And if my dad is an elder and my mom is an elder and I'm dealing with people from all nationalities, and they're like, you the one, this needs to be promulgated. I don't care what your religion is. It's all monotheism. I don't care. These religious people going around, we Hebrew Israelites, we Christians. No, we not. No, we not. What's your status? What's your nationality? Moorish American. What's your race? Asiatic. What's your status? Free, white. If anything on that SF 181 form, if you don't know all the rest, you need to check white. Look what white is on that SF 181 form. Look what that is. That's you. I'm done, Moso.
Islam, Noble. That's definitely an important document. We all need to review and understand what pertains to us and what doesn't, and don't get caught up in the colored game. And that's why I just and I just wanted to read a little bit of I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but the American Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People, because once you understand that you're not colored and you are one of the indigenous peoples of America, you can start to proclaim and truly understand the rights that you have and we have as individuals and as Moorish Americans. And
I'll give y'all one more bullet before you go on. Write this down, everybody that's listening to Moso. The Papal Bull, the Dumb Diversus, and the Doctrine of Discovery. Research the Dumb Diversus and the Papal Bull. Research though, and research the what did I say?
Papal Bull.
The Papal Bull. What else? Dumb Diversus, and what else? And what's the other one?
That's all the Spanish Inquisition, pretty much.
It was three. I said the Papal Bull, the Dumb Diversus, and what's the other one?
Doctrine of Discovery, probably.
There you go. The doctrine of. There you go.
Doctrine of Discovery.
Write this stuff down and research it.
And so the little bit what I know off the top of my head about that, when the Christian nations were defeating the Moors in Spain and Morocco, they had to subjugate them and put them at an inferior status, and they used Christianity to be able to colonize them because they categorized them as savages and less than human. So that was something that, like you said, started in the old world, and as they came into the Americas, they used that same tactic to disenfranchise and to molest the people that they were colonizing and fighting, and trying to get the land. At the end of the day, they was trying to get the land and get the wealth of the Americas. Because as we know, as historians, the Moors came to America centuries before any pale-skinned European. So America was truly a place that we came to settle, and we colonized and brought our goods, brought our services, brought our skills. And once certain Europeans got in power, Ferdinand and Isabella specifically in Spain, and Christopher Columbus, as we know, that's when things started to transform, and the power of our ancestors slowly, got usurped. It got usurped, and just understanding the Barbary Wars and the battle, like a lot of people always say, Africans never came to get us. I've heard that in the past. People say certain Africans never came to get us, but that's not entirely true, because the Moors were fighting Europeans up until the 1800s, up until Teddy Roosevelt and the Rough Riders, and the Barbary Wars is something that.
Why would somebody have to come get you if you was already there?
I agree. No, it's a silly remark that you hear people make, grown adults. So I mean, just our lack of we get tied into just studying West Africa, and we neglect, like Sheik was saying, through the SF 181 form, they tried to separate North Africans as white Africans, and I guess below the Sahara they tried to say those were black Africans, but logically we would know that the bloodlines of our people are all throughout those lands. So,
right. It's just an admixture got these different features going on with the mixing of marriages and people having intercourse with other nationalities.
Right.
Rome coming over to destroy Timbuktu during that time frame and dispensation. Right. They were in a lot of intermingling.
Right. And before we even got the word white, they were using the word Arab. As we know, the original Arab or Arap was a dark-skinned indigenous person. Right. So these word
Vladimir Dill told us that.
Right.
Yeah,
So
you can move way past that. The Welshes or the Welsh or the Wales, right? They were what do you call it? Celtic people, which people now will call them Celtic people.
Yep. Malik. See, on that book, The Celtic, they dress just like Moors. The Celt, they dress like Moors. That's what Peter Lambert Wilson will talk about.
Yeah.
But
and
Russia, Malik.
The
Arab by Bertrand Thomas.
Ancient and Modern Britons of David McRitchie.
Yep. You were in Britain. Hell, okay. What about the Russian icons? You were in Russia. The
Yeah.
Corsica flag, he was all over. That's why they called it the Dark Continent, not just Africa. The ancient and modern Britain, the
And
ancient.
we're Asiatics, right? That's why they
Yes,
call it Eurasia.
Mm.
man. Malik, this stuff is so simple. It's
Hard to
it's
read.
it's complex.
But when you were promulgated to have to learn a certain type of history, without, I mean, because like you have to look at it too this way, right? How many people are, what's the word, pessimistic or optimistic, right?
Yeah.
People who have hope and people who have no hope. That's the simplest way I could put it. Or people who have a jar without the lid on and people who have a jar with the lid on.
See, Malik, you just talking about people being sincere and people being sincerely wrong. You can be sincerely wrong because you're a
Right.
make up and when you get the truth. But then these people that they're sincerely wrong and then try to build on the lie, that's messed up. That's niggardly. It's based on nothing,
They
y'all.
can't
Like,
wrap
and we
their
can't
mind
operate
around
like
it.
that. You say what,
Hey,
Malik?
I think the social conditioning is real. It's like almost like popular opinion, right? People will go
Yeah,
off of popular opinion. That doesn't make it fact. Just like the word black, that's a popular opinion.
we've
It's
been
not a
conditioned so
fact.
much. Just
Right.
like you
Yeah.
said,
So
white by
Like
law. That
Indians.
white by
Mhm.
law, Malik, that first sentence, like you always say, like, just listen to the first sentence. You done. Like, this is our thing. That
yeah.
SF-180 form is telling you to check as many as apply. And now, if you or more, you should know the United of Asia. You should know everything on that SF-181 form. And if you unsure of anything, you should know that you white, a person having origins in any of the original peoples of Europe, the Middle East, or North Africa. And we know it ain't no Middle East. But then you get to Black Malik or African American, and you say a person having origins in any of the Black racial groups of Africa. And I ask you, what
What is a black racial
Black
group?
racial groups of Africa? Which ones? It's not
Yeah,
none.
right. But there ain't
It's
none.
none. That's an invisible man. That's the spook at the door, Malik. And we choosing this. And it's telling you,
Because
this
black
form is
ain't
telling
dead.
you racial category, check as many as apply. But it's racial and ethnicity. What's your nationality? Moorish American. What's your race? Asiatic. What's your status? Free white. And you afraid to tell people this? You afraid to fill it out?
Well, I think you also have to break down the translation and conditioning of using words, because at one point in time it just said race, right? And if you know that box is all about a competition on what team you're gonna go with, right? And then they added race slash ethnicity. That form never said nationality,
Malik, it don't have to.
right?
Because remember, it's just like it was telling you that it's if we read, I'm glad you said that. If we read all the definitions, you was it's it's almost saying it without saying it. Remember in our Moore's Quran, what it talk about? What is that chapter 2, the United of Asia, right?
Uh huh.
It's telling. So if a person read American Indian or Alaska Native, a person having origins in any of the original people of North and South America, including Central America. This is more science, and who maintains tribal affiliation or community attachment. That's an American Indian
Check.
or Alaskan Native. Now, if you know anything, you can pick that because it says check
Check.
as many as apply. Asian, a person having origins in any of the original peoples of the Far East, Southeast Asia, or the Indian subcontinent, including, for
Check.
example, Cambodia, China, India, Japan, Korea, Malaysia, Pakistan, Philippine Islands, Thailand, Vietnam. That's more science. That we learn this. And then,
Samoans. Yep.
and then you listen
Check.
to this Black or African American, a person having origins in any of the Black racial groups of Africa. Anybody talking that Black stuff with that dashiki on the internet, they a fool. No reparations. Now listen to Native
Because it's
Hawaiian,
not
or
law. That's what we have
it's
to.
not nothing,
It's
Malik.
not law, and
Now
that's a
let's go
legal
to the next one.
document.
You got Native Hawaiian or other Pacific Islander, a person having origin in any of the original people of Hawaii, Guam, Sama, or other Pacific Islands. It's telling, it's giving you a description. It's describing nationality. It is white, a person having origins in any of the original peoples of Europe, the Middle East, or North Africa. Now, the first thing you got to say, what is it, a Black or American? If that's an Africa, is it a white Africa? You know everything is on here can be you except Black. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, in context, yes, but it's actually really white in law
Yes,
because that's a legal
right. There
document.
you go. Because white clears up everything. Think about it. Look, read it
Yeah,
for yourself.
so
You got
you
Europe
have
and you
people
got
have to
Africa.
understand that that's a legal document. Like I don't think people really understand that how legal that document is and how self-identifying it really is and the importance of it. That's what I think people just think that it's one of those things you just fill out. You get what I'm saying? They don't. I don't think they really understand it because it's not been hasn't been explained to them like that.
And
So
that's how my dad was saying yesterday. Malik, he's still in awe. He like, when you explain it and make it right. I explained this in college. That's why when I talk about my European professors, I don't have a problem with them. They let me lecture all day in an African American department. Them professors used to be quiet. And I don't blame that on no European. I blame this on our, just like Carter G. Woodson said, the miseducation of the Negro. I blame this on our
right,
professors, our preachers, and our politicians. Because if we knew
but they
this,
also gonna
then
they also gonna
we
sit
have a
back and
political
see
fight.
how many, right? And because they want to see how many of our people is actually really going to be, and also they can look back and say, "Hey, our shit is so prophetic. What we've done,
Mhm.
it is working on its own. We don't have to do anything.
There you go.
It's still
Malik,
working."
there that now.
So that's why the
That's what I
professors are
said.
sitting back. They
There
sitting
you
back
go.
watching like this
There
is
you
so
go.
prophetic. This man giving them all the keys and they still don't get it, and he giving
There you
them
go.
all of it. And oh my gosh, this is just so crazy. We can't teach them their stuff. They have to learn it from one of their own. It's their that's what their responsibility. I just asked
This
I asked one of my basketball players today. I said, hey, I said, would you ever come to America and learn about the Philippines? She was like, no. I said, why? She said, because this is America. This ain't the Philippines.
Steve Malik. This this is exactly what my dad is on, and it touched his heart. It touched my mom's heart. It touched my wife's heart. It touched a couple of elders' heart that been calling me every day. Was like, we need to support you for you can say this like as a people, Malik. Like, I'm down with reparations, but that black stuff, man, we gotta teach this.
Well, we just got to reach the ones that really want to get, you know what I mean? We have to reach the ones that really want to get out because you have to understand, or we all understand that we are so standby-ish instead of hands-on-ish.
Can I tell you? And then when people talk about, well, what can we do? Okay, and then the SF 180 form. On that SF 181 form, if you read it all, like I tell people, read instructions. It tell you if anything goes against, anything of your belief, or how you feel, who you are. It said you can write and explain it. Now, it didn't say they going when they gonna write back, but you do write them and put on notice for what? To change things. That's what the laws are for. I'm telling y'all, these are facts. And then you have to have enough signatures to take it to the world courts. Just like anything in politics, you need enough signatures in this to have things on the ballot. To say Malik's going to run for president or mayor, well, or councilman, he's going to need enough signatures to say
Right.
they rocking with him. If you gonna if Negroes gonna get on the internet and talk about some $5 Indians, how did they become $5 Indians? How did they become $5 Indians? Think
Signatures.
about it. Come on. The same way we Moorish Americans on paper. What did we talk about? The same way you can go to the mayor's office and get the Declaration of Proclamation. The same way our Declaration of Proclamation was sent to the Bushes. That's how.
Yeah.
You see? And so you're right, Malik. It's just like a ship. Say, like all of us, we all get that SF 181 form, send that in to get the SF 181, the 180 form. Say, hey man, on there, Negro, that description, and we said, and enough people promulgate it because that's what the SF 180 form is for, and we fill that FS 180 form out with the same verbiage and say black or African American and say a person having origins in any of the black racial groups of Africa. We can say for a fact no racial groups of Africa call themselves black. So how do you get this on here? And who agreed with this? Who agreed? Who agreed? It's in y'all agreement of the nation. We didn't agree as a people. We didn't agree. That's
Well, the cold
arbitrary.
part is we didn't agree, but now the machine is working so crazily that if you ask some people, they will agree right now.
Yes. And Malik, you got to remember, If remember, the law is for you to know, and it's for other people to come in. That's why we say, okay, we'll bring it up. Remember, proclaim and declare to have due process. You have the right to do things individually, but we want to do it collectively. And when enough of us do things individually, the collectiveness will happen. That's why
Right.
I say this to happen. See, this ain't promulgating no more sign. This promulgating law, who we are as a people. We not no slaves. It happens that we know who we are as Moors and we rep our culture. We bringing this to a
What you mean,
standstill to
Kareem?
all
I'm
people.
black, Kareem. What you mean, Kareem? I'm black.
And I say, okay, according to law, black means death. It's civil mortis, and blacks are slaves pertaining to law. Ask any law governor, ask
That's
anybody
in
that dealing with it.
agriculture law.
Blacks
Remember
will
when
never
all
get
agriculture?
reparations.
Yeah, it's in agriculture law that black is a property.
You can ask every black person if they down with reparations. They'll say, yeah, we want reparations. And you can say, well, do you identify as black, African American, Negro? They'll say, yeah. Well, you can say for a fact, you will never get reparations.
It's
Never.
your
And that's a
property.
fact. Malik can say that as a fact. As a
Yeah,
fact.
because your property under agriculture law, and you have no rights under law.
That's chattel. Chattel property. That's
Chattel
what a,
property.
that's what
That's
a horse
right.
is. That's what an animal is. Beast of burden.
And you can be owned.
See,
And I don't think people really understand like why people have not gotten like certain police haven't got reprimanded. Like they're not just to tell you out in public that hey, because he put black on his application, so legally I won't have to tell you either. I don't have to do anything for you. You
right,
identified as somebody's property, which
Right.
is to the ward of the state.
Malik. And why you gonna reprimand something that a nation ain't behind? See, a nation got to be behind things. When you got the misnomer Arabs, and you got the misnomer Jews, and you got the misnomer Indians, there's a nation behind that. So when things happen, it's a nation. We can't agree on nothing as a people. Moors can't even agree on it, and that's the problem. They sit up there.
Right.
We don't feel it now. We the fool. Where you at? You in America? They always talk about that expatriation stuff. See, that's the misconfusion of these retardos with feds is on.
Well, they can sit back and watch, right?
So and
Sit
that's
back and
where
watch
we
and
continue
see.
to move. It's a shift that's
Right,
happening.
right.
We the ship,
Exactly.
Malik. We the ship. When we be talking
Even
about
at
other
my
countries,
job right now, like people
yes,
see the way I move. They was waiting for me to, I'm gonna say,
Peace, peace.
fizz out, so to speak. And once they see it fizz out, like a dude was talking to me today, he was like, "Yeah, what did he say?" I sent him a video because we talk. I sent it. He's like, "Yeah, the turban." He said, "But what I look like wearing a turban?" I said, "You can wear a turban." Who said? He said, "I look crazy." I said, "Why do you say that?" I said, "If you watch the rest of the video, I talk about where the Irish and Scottish people are from and who the Irish and Scottish people originally look like. It was the Iberians, which are the straight Welsh." And he was just like, "Oh." And then he said, "That's when he said, oh, I would look crazy wearing." I said, "But you wouldn't."
they have no idea. I mean, we
Yeah, I
can show
said,
them
"But you wouldn't."
all the brothers wearing fez in the churches. Wentworth Matthew and them, Abdullah that saved Neville Gooding. We
No,
in the
this is an
Bible.
Albion. This is an Albion dude.
Oh, right. But once
So
again,
yes, I was
Malik.
like,
But once again,
I should, I should have told him. I should have told him. I should have said the Shriners wear it. They were one of our headdresses.
I don't feel no. I keep telling people, Malik, you don't know. I don't diss nobody for understanding.
Right.
It's I tell everybody, what about us? Us. I get they know that. They every European know this deep down in their heart, and it ain't no disrespect. Albion, Trader, like whatever you want to call it. We
Right.
know so much about them, and my whole thing. What about us? What about us? I get that. I'm not talking about nobody else's history. I'm talking. What about you, misnomer black man that's out here acting a fool that say they doing this to you, and we the only ones say we black and we Negroes, and we continue to use these things, and the world is laughing. That's all
Yeah.
I'm talking about. We can't agree. It's just like the European
No,
and
I get it.
Albion
No, I get it.
Jews. They came up with the phrase anti-Semitic, and I'm telling you, it's a made-up phrase.
I
No
get it.
disrespect to none of my European Jewish people. I can show you where that
It's
phrase
just
came from.
we've been
I can show
duped,
you in
hoodwinked, and bamboozled.
yeah, I can show you in the Jewish encyclopedia what they call themselves. And so it's no disrespect. And so if they say talking about them and they can come up with a phrase when you don't talk about them in the right way, Malik, why don't we have the same thing when somebody say you Negro, color, or black, or African
Because
American?
it should be the same thing. It's
Thank
actually it
you.
is the same thing.
Thank you. But
The
remember, you black.
anti-Semitic, but it's Semitic is Kemetic. So you know, it's the same.
Thank you.
But they've also used our entertainers to put us under you know, certain songs came out, James Brown, Black and I'm Proud, and all these songs,
Right.
Bingo.
that, all these
The Greek is a
anthems
fraud,
per
right,
se.
Maso?
Of
Isn't the
course,
Greek a fraud?
of
No
course.
disrespect.
Yeah.
George G.M. James wrote Stolen Legacy.
Right,
Greek
Stolen.
history is nothing but a stolen Egyptian history. The
That's it.
Bible, first Bible, was written in Koine Greek.
right. There's nothing wrong with going back to pick up something you lost. If someone took something from you and they dropped it, you should go back, and you shouldn't be ashamed to go back and study and learn about yourself. All cultures
And
have been enslaved.
all the affairs of man, rich or poor, with what trying to find out who you are. And
Uh,
so much so, Marcel, they spend millions to try to tell you who you are, to keep you mentally stuck in
man,
Eurocentric and Negrocentric propaganda. Look how much millions is spent on
man,
that.
for real,
Right,
Look how
right,
much millions is spent
for
to make you
real.
look like a nigga, to make you look like a Negro, a damn
right,
jigaboo,
right,
and not no Uncle Tom, Sambo.
right,
For real.
Think about it.
Yeah, it's
And the law is
millions
right
spent.
in our
Yeah.
face. We
Sports
breaking it down.
promulgated, brands promulgated. Uh, it's a man, it's a cold machine. That's all I got to keep saying. It's a cold machine, and then like you said, many are called, but only a few are chosen, and there's a reason for that. Like you know, I'm only interested to continue to have conversation with the ones that have an open mind. I do not continue conversation with people with closed minds. And then you have to let some people sit on it, information for a minute, um, because you can't force feed them. You know what I mean? At all. You can't give them a whole heaping, a spoonful of information because they have been messed up mentally, thinking that there's something else. And if somebody brings something new to them over the years, and this feeling has overwhelmed, and they took a sense of pride in this thing that has nothing attached to it.
But
So just
hey,
think of it. If you thought that something was attached to it, like your greatness is attached to this word. Now we're saying black, right? Your greatness is attached to a word black. But then actually when you get down to the root of, there's nothing attached to it.
Malik,
Nothing. Nothing.
that's why the importance for this publication. That's why the
Yeah.
importance for this. That's why that everything you saying. That's why it's important for this. Because we've been conditioned so bad, so much to be to to not even bring up the question of who you are, to continue this, and
Mhm.
we can't do this. Our ancestors are is looking at us like, what's wrong? They did what
Yeah.
they can do to get us to this
The,
point.
the
It's
Bible
on
talks about
us.
you be a stranger, you be lost in your own land. You be a stranger in your own land.
But
hmm,
We're
we
the only
not.
people on the planet that's a stranger in our own land. Crazy.
Mhm. And
So
that's
I
how
tell my Christian brothers, I tell them, I bring it up to them like, hey, don't the Bible say that these chosen people will be a stranger in their own land? They won't even know who they are. Show me on the map where them people are. United States. Exactly. So why are you not adhering? If you a Christian, you're not adhering to the information that's in the book that you say you read out of. And I'm pointing it out to you plain as day.
man, we can't agree with each other so bad. Religious people always want to use things and we're talking about law. We have to agree to who we
Right.
are for words and terms pertaining to law. When people say words like these are white people words and all this stuff, man, listen, words are words and they transliterated to English from other languages and things and that. We're talking about Sanskrit and things. We have to get
Hmm.
into understanding who we are if we were freemen. Because when you deal with the ancient word of freeman, which we broke down, Amazonians meant freeman, it's gonna go to Berbers, it's gonna go to Moors, and then we have to deal with things that we can agree to in a court of law. Not no Hebrew Israelite. I get that. I get that culture. All my Hebrews, but
right,
Israelites. But Hebrew is just part of the water. anybody can be a Hebrew if you want to be adopted to this science. If Malik is tearing over the wall, over the different areas and the Mediterranean, he's going to adopt people into his science if they fall under his auspices of wisdom, no matter what you they are.
Yep.
And you know one thing is it's like it seems like people they accept that Europeans can colonize all around the world and have their name in the farthest place of Britain, but when it comes to indigenous, Moors, they can't understand that our people colonized places. Our people brought culture and traveled and
Well,
brought so much to the four corners of the earth.
there's always, you just ask the question: Who had Iron Age, Ice Age, medieval ages? Who had those ages? I asked a student this today, and they said, "Oh, Europe." I said, "Where else in the world has that happened?" Nowhere.
Golden age.
They came out of the dark age, or the darkness,
Hmm.
So when we dealing
and
with
they
these,
flipped the script.
yeah. So when we dealing with these terms, man, it just here in America, which, like I said, I'm down with reparations, and I'm sure every one of y'all is as well. We have to identify what's right, and if we know, I think it's we need to continue to promulgate this, not in a harsh way, because it's
Yeah,
there. Remember, the prophet said he's going to leave the European here long enough to show you how to build your own government. And
right.
when he say that, and so if anybody will make that statement that to tell you to watch something and model something, that means there's some good characteristics in that. Am I right about what I'm saying?
Heck yeah, because who did they get it from?
Indeed.
Right.
The original, the copy Jew.
It's just like when I showed about the Jeff Ford and them and the Crips and Bloods and Masonry, all that stuff. They made black people that have no understanding take something that was supposed to be for brotherhood to bring all brothers up to a brotherhood of an understanding and made them turn against each other like colors. See, these
Yeah.
is facts
See,
because the Al
the
Roofers they
power.
were the feds and they was righteous first. They was even generals for Farrakhan at one point. And see, these is
The
facts.
power in what we do have innately and what we're born with, right, is innately to lead because we are the fashion, we are the biggest consumer, right? Even though we don't own all of that, but we are the leaders in certain aspects. But we got to take it up a notch to take it all back, like, and to make it right. Um, because we do follow certain trends and we do make those things right, fashion fashion forward, fashion acceptable, make it cool, make it look good, right, and
Mhm.
everybody else wants to follow behind, right?
Right.
But just think about when you learn who you are. Like my job, people look at me because they think I'm like because I used to dress really well, at work and whatnot, right? Or outside of work, I should say, right? And people are like, "Oh, we dress cool like that." When when I dress up in my garb and have my, they be like, "Oh my gosh, you make that look fresh." I mean, why shouldn't we be fresh?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like, this not a fad. This is me. This is who I am. I know who I am. So it's just building up the courage. Like, there's a girl, a Muslim girl, she's on my basketball team, so I bought her her job, right? A sports one because she wears the scarf over her head, and I was like, well, you need to stop holding on to that thing when you're running. So I'm gonna get you something. So I actually bought her a black, gray, blue, and white hijab so she could play in the game, so she don't have to worry about holding on to her scarf when she running up and down the court.
Hmm. And you see, and I'm glad we're having this discussion. I know, Marcel, you got the document. I know you want to get back to the teaching,
No,
but
we good. We good.
it's just good to have this and bring people in. I know we got a
Hmm.
couple people on Facebook, and and I want people to come in and come to the cipher because I think I'm one of my cousins is on my page, and everybody was in the political thing, no matter what side you was on, y'all. No matter if you was Democrat, no matter if you was Republican. What we're trying to tell our brothers and sisters is if you this or that, what is the motive? What is the plan? What's the mission? And if you talk reparations now, then we have to come to an understanding and deal with things the right way and look at things and bring this to a forefront when these people are standing in front of us calling these things that we know is meaningless. You can't even defend this. You can't even take this to court. You're going to lose by default. You're going to waste your money. And so here it is. We're showing you things. The public, like, listen, brothers and sisters, you can't be that. We're showing you who you are by law. We can't go to court to say we Negro, black, and this and want reparations. That's not going to happen. Anybody with any education or wisdom that's promulgating that black thing, something has to be wrong with the mental and the education aspect because you can't explain that. And so that's what we're here to share with our brothers and sisters because we're here to do what's right for us as a people, no matter what your religious belief is. That's what universal science does. And once that happens, then other things can be brought out. Because see, we understand who we are here at the BBT. And now here as a people, we like, wait a minute. This is you can't be something that's not even real. And then we do it by default. So Islam.
Islam, noble. You know, we can't be afraid to unlearn and relearn. Like you said, the law, the history, the heritage of our roots, of the American experience. I was gonna read
and all these documents that we show and everything, man, it's available for brothers and sisters. You know, that's what we hear. We a cipher. You know, this stuff is going somewhere, y'all, and everybody's witnessing groundbreaking things. Remember, all good things start somewhere. Everything starts from a beginning, and right now you're witnessing the ground floor of something. You're gonna be able to go back in your archives and say, "I remember them brothers was talking about that,"
right,
because what I'm putting in the atmosphere all over the states and things is we're getting ready to make some noise. We're getting ready to make a real shift. I'm telling you, man. And the ones that understand this understand, and they don't have nothing to do with nobody being no more. This is about understanding.
right. And I was gonna say, it's, you know, the difference for what we doing in other groups. We're not coming from a place of hate. You know, we're not angry black men per se. You know, a lot of these groups, they get a lot of knowledge and then they become angry and combative and militant, and that's not what the knowledge should do for you. It should free you. It should help you be more disciplined. It should help you be able to understand any issue and go through it. You know, issues ain't never you never gonna not have obstacles in life. This is just an obstacle that our people were placed upon. But as you know, we have the wisdom, we have the brotherhood and the education to rise out of any issue and any problem. And when you have this knowledge and you continue to educate yourself and apply it, you can only look yourself in the face and be happy with yourself, as opposed to
No,
being angry with other cultures and thinking people owe you something. And that's not the mentality you should have with coming into wisdom.
no, no.
But you know, no, but we've been going for almost an hour, so I mean, we
I
can
know.
definitely we can continue on. You know, we have adept class Saturday. We welcome all brothers and sisters to come join us. We work out at noon with Malik, our minister of fitness. And you know, we're the Burning Bush Tabernacle. We've been doing this for about 4 or 5 years. We got land. Like Sheik said, we down for reparations, but that doesn't mean you can't repair yourself and invest in land with good brothers and honest brothers who we let you know everything we've been doing with this. You need books.
Oh,
You
he just
need
said a mouthful. The reparations is preparing yourself.
right
Yeah,
first.
yeah, yeah.
And I
That's what it
mean,
is.
they put this black Negro label on, I guess, men and women who were coming up out of slavery. So those people that were labeled, they didn't know any better. But now today, if people are claiming ancestry from that, we should be in a better position, socially, economically, you know, community wise, just because you live in a community, that doesn't mean you own the community. That's the issue going on in my city. A lot of people feel entitled to being native Washingtonians, but if you don't own any land or own blocks like she talks about in Detroit, if you don't own any of your community, you're just a tenant. You're just a renter. You're not truly invested in what you think you're a part of.
Mm, mm. And much gratitude, Moso, for taking time. And like Noble said, tomorrow we do have a DAP class. We work out in the morning.
Right.
And tomorrow in that class, we're definitely gonna get deep into the poisonous tree.
Right.
We're gonna touch on a little bit of chapter 1, but definitely dive in chapter 2. And anything else noble to have, we'll talk about that then. But
Indeed.
this is what
Islam.
this is what we able to do here, man. I'm for myself as I close. I give the Creator glory for allowing me to be in this position, to allow me to be a fisher of men, to allow me to not only love myself and love my brothers and they love me back, but for me to be able to do this work and bring this information. And this is my dad telling me this. He was like, man, I'm thankful that the Creator has allowed you to be in this position, to be able to do this, and to be able to witness this, to be able to see this unfolding, you know. And I give y'all honor, man. You know, I really do. I give y'all so much honor and I give y'all so much glory, man, because without y'all, there's no BBT. It's just me with an idea, with a lot to give, and like I said, man, I give nothing, I have nothing but gratitude and honor for y'all nobles, man. So let's just keep going, man. Let's just keep building. And everybody's welcome to come to that class tomorrow. We're going to dive into the research. Everybody's welcome to get it. We have a full library. When I say a full library, people, I want y'all to know this. Get with us. No disrespect to Amazon or anything like that, but you can get this stuff from us for a fraction of the price. Download it to your tablet. So when you're traveling, you don't have to travel with a whole bunch of books. You know, you can have all these documents on your tablet, or you can go to Office Max and Papers and they'll print and bind it. You can get this. We can come together as a conglomerate. This is what I'm telling people. Like, we can really change some things. Like, we are organizations, we can come together. We already established that people can make things happen, because when two or more gather, there is the Holy Spirit. So I just want to say thank y'all, man, for your time. And just thank y'all, and just thank y'all for everything, man, that y'all do. And everyone that's watching us today, if y'all need anything, please get with us. Please get with Moso, myself, my other Mufti on here, Noble Mufti Malik. I think that's our other Noble, Brian Hicks Bay. I think that's his logo down there.
Mhm.
But with that being said, man, I give everyone once again honor to all y'all. And a shift is gonna happen. So peace and love.
Islam. Peace and love, nobles. Gratitude for all who tapped
Much
in.
gratitude. Peace, peace,
Much,
peace.
much gratitude.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace and love.
Peace.
mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z.